So next part of the MCQ, high performing architectures domain. We'll be having 10 questions regarding a high performing architectures. So let's start. Question number 21. A gaming application require a single digit millisecond latency for the player session data at massive scale. Which database is the best fit? Amazon RDS or the MySQL, Amazon DynamoDB, Amazon Redshift or Amazon S3. So Amazon DynamoDB will be the right answer because Amazon DynamoDB is managed a NoSQL database purpose built for consistent and single digit millisecond performance at virtual unlimited scale. So here we having a massive scale that is going to be unlimited scale, and a single digit millisecond latency is if you talk whenever we have to talk about the latency we can go or check with the NoSQL database. So the DynamoDB is the NoSQL database. Question number 22. A company runs a read heavy relational workload and wants to offload a read traffic from its primary database without affecting a write performance. What should it use? RDS read replicas, multiple availability zones, second identical primary database, Dynamo DB accelerator. So answer will be of course RDS because it's the question is asking about the relational workload and the read traffic from the primary database without affecting the write performance. So read replica will help in that. Question number 23. A application needs a microsecond level read latency on top of an existing DynamoDB table without changing application logic significantly. Which service should be used? Amazon Elastic Cache for Memcached, DynamoDB Accelerator, Amazon Redshift, or AWS Global Accelerator. So the answer will be Amazon DynamoDB Accelerator because here we are talking about microsecond level read latency on top existing DynamoDB table without changing the application logic. We want our read latency. Okay, so we can go with the DynamoDB Accelerator because DAX is an in-memory cache and built especially for the DynamoDB and providing a microsecond response times with the minimal application changes via DAX compatible client. Question number 24. A media company wants to deliver a video content with the lowest possible latency to global user base, which used in front of its origin server, Amazon CloudFront, AWS Direct Connect, a single EC2 instance in one region, Amazon Route 53 simple routing. So the answer will be CloudFront because they are asking for the global user base. Okay, whenever is there any global word connect there, we can go with the CDN. So CloudFront is CDN that catches and serves the content from the edge location close to user, minimizing a latency for globally distributed viewers. A company needs to manage a full data warehouse to run a complex analytical problem across a petabyte of structured data. Which service fit best like RDS, Redshift, DynamoDB, S3 Glacier? The answer will be Redshift because Redshift is a managed columnar data warehouse purpose built for the large scale analytical queries across the massive data sets. Question number 26. A application needs to process a large videos files with unpredictable bursty compute demand and wants to avoid managing any server. Which service should be used? Amazon EC2 Reserve Instance, AWS Lambda, Amazon RDS, Amazon Direct Connect. So the answer will be Amazon Lambda. See, because Amazon Lambda automatically scales to match a event-driven bursty workload with no server management, ideal for the unpredictable compute demand. And here we are asking for the bursty compute demands, wants to avoid managing a service. So unpredictable is also there, so we can go with the Amazon Lambda. A company wants faster, more predictable network throughput between its on-premises data center and AWS than a standard internet-based VPN can provide. What should it use? AWS Direct Connect, AWS CloudFront, AWS side-to-side VPN over the public internet, a NAT gateway. So here we are asking for the standard internet-based VPN can provide on premises, so we can go with the AWS Direct Connect because it provides a dedicated or private network connections with a consistent high throughput low latency than internet based connection, because they are asking for the network throughput and faster, more predictable. Question number 28. A application requires to share a file storage that can be mounted concurrently by hundreds of Linux-based EC2 instances across the multiple availability zone. Which service should be used? Amazon EBS, Amazon EFS, Amazon S3 as a mounted file system and instance store volumes. So the answer will be EFS because they are asking for the file storage that can be mounted concurrently. So Amazon EFS provides a scalable shared NFS storage that many EC2 instances can mount concurrently across the multiple availability zones. And whereas EBS is the we use which when we want to attach to one instance at a time, so that EFS is the right answer. Question number 29. A company wants to choose the right EC2 purchasing option to the fault tolerant batch workload that can tolerate interruptions and wants to minimize the cost. Which option is best? On demand instance, reserve instance, spot instance, and dedicated instance. So here we are tolerate the interruption and we are purchasing for the fault tolerant batch load that can tolerate interruption. So we can go with the spot instance because spot instance offer the deepest discount for interruption tolerant workloads like a batch processing at the cost of possible reclamation or by AWS with the short notice. Question number 30. A company application perform many small frequent database writes and reads to a relational database and experience latency under the high concurrency, which catching approach reduce the database loads most directly. So Amazon Elastic in the front of the database for the frequently accessed data, increasing the EC2 instance size only, add more read replicas without caching, switching S3 to the structured data storage. So here the question is asking for the many small frequent database writes and reads on a relational database. Okay, so we can go with the elastic catch because elastic catch is having like